Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Unit 5, 9.3, and Linear Programming Review. Now, I've already done videos for page 1, another video for page 2, and now it's time for page number 3. So, what I want you to do is pause the video. I want you to read this by yourself, circle all of the numbers, see if you can figure out what the variables are, and see if you can get the objective quantity too. Okay, so pause that video and good luck. Okay, so an Algebra 2 quiz consists of computation and graphing problems. Those end up being your X's and your Y's. So the computation problems are with 6 points and each graphing problems are with 10 points. It takes you 2 minutes to answer each computation problem and 4 minutes to answer each graphing problem. You have, ooh, did you see that one? 40 minutes to take the quiz, and you may choose no more than 12 problems to answer. Okay, so let's go through this now. We need to find the objective quantity. Now, in all the other ones, all the problems we've done like this have all been talking about money. But this one's not talking about money, so how can I figure out what the profit is? Well, remember, you're taking a quiz, and quiz, you want a lot of points, right? So that's what our objective quantity is going to be. We're going to be looking at the different points, okay? And the points we're talking about are the 6 points and the 10 points. And it's 6 points for the computation, and then it's going to be 10 points for your graphing. So that's where they get the 6x plus 10y. Now, if you look at the constraints, they were given to us for this one. And I just kind of want to talk about where those came from. Now, the first constraints right here that they're talking right here, these are all about our minutes, okay? The 2 minutes, 4 minutes, and then over here it talks about 40 minutes. So that's where we get the 2x plus 4y is less than or equal to 40. And then the other one, it says you can take the quiz and may choose no more than 12 problems to answer. So that's the 12, but where'd the x plus y come from? Well, there's only two types of questions. There's the computation or the graphing. Okay, so that one was just a little bit difficult to get the constraints. Okay, so now that we have all that, we need to solve for y. So it's in the y equals mx plus b. Let's do the first one together. Okay, so to solve for y, I need to subtract 2x to both sides. We get 4y is less than or equal to negative 2x plus 40. And then the last step would be to divide by 4 because we want that y by itself. Reduce your fraction, we get negative 1/2 x, and 40 divided by 4 is a positive 10. Okay, so as we're graphing this, I know that my slope is negative 1/2. My y-intercept is 0, 10. This is all stuff that you should know by now. We have a solid line and we are shading below. Okay? So as I come down here to my graph, sorry, I am going to keep this zoomed in. I notice right away that I'm counting by 1, so this would be 10, this would be 15. I'm going to do that for both of these. Okay, we said our y-intercept is 10, right? Yeah. And I go down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. And I'm going to do that all the way through the graph. Okay. Once you have that, Please use a straight edge or a ruler and graph your line. Okay, there's our first inequality that we just graphed. Okay, I graphed that one in blue. All right, now our next one, watch what happens when we solve this, okay? So I'm going to subtract the x to both sides. They cancel, and then we're left with y is less than or equal to negative x plus 12. Woohoo! It's already by itself. Okay, so we'll just graph this one in pink right here, keeping with our theme. Now our slope is -1/1. Our y-intercept is 0, 12. Once again, this is a solid line, and we are going to shade below. Okay, so if I'm starting at 12, you got to make sure this is 10, counting by ones. There we go. And I'm just going down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. Okay, there we go. And then same thing, draw your line. Okay, so the last thing we have to do, well, not the last thing, but we do need to shade this, okay? Now, if I'm below, I need to be below the blue line, and I need to be below my pink line. I'm going to end up shading where the green kind of comes in. So this bottom part right here. All right. So we shade here to here, and there we go. Okay. So there is my shaded portion. Now I need to come up with my 3 vertices. Remember, the vertices are the corners of what you shaded. Okay. And you just have to be careful with your points there. All right, our first one is 0, 10. Okay, this was point number 1. Vertice number 2, count your lines. It's 4, what? I think it's 4, 8, right? Because on the next graph, you're going to have to do this part by yourself. Okay, and the last one, 3, is 12, 0. Okay? Now, to figure out which one, how you're going to get the most points to get the highest score, we need to come back here and use this profit equation. Okay? So that's the P equals 6 parentheses plus 10 parentheses, and then you're going to get your answer. Okay? So we need to do that 3 times to figure out which one, because we're testing each vertice, gives us the most points. Okay? So you're going to do that part on your own. Remember, showing your work is all you're really doing is plugging in the numbers. We had 0, 10, we had 4, 8, and 12, 0. Okay, so once again, that's why you need the calculator. Go ahead and pause the video. Good luck. Okay, so when you go through, the first one should have got 100, 104, and then 72. So, which means our winner winner chicken dinner to get the highest points is 4, 8. And when it's saying, hey, what's your answer? Make sure you say that you're doing 4x and the x was the Yeah, computation and 8 of the graphing. Woo, that wasn't too hard, was it? I hope not. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 10. Now for 10, I don't know if yours has the constraints or not, but mine sure doesn't. Okay, so what I want you to do is go ahead, circle your numbers, figure out what the variables, the objective quantities are, and then do some of your constraints. Okay? Good luck. Okay, so the two things that they were talking about is they were talking about refrigerators and television sets. Mr. Grice, how'd you figure that out? Because it's saying how many of each item should be loaded on to the truck. Okay, so remember, we look at that question to figure out what our variables are. All right, so the next thing is we need to worry about the objective quantity, and that's the one that's talking all about the money. Okay, last one it was the points, but this one they're talking about money, so I know where the 10 and the 8 came from. Okay, and now we need to talk about the constraints. Okay, for this one, it needs to be x needs to be greater than y, and y needs to be, or greater than y, greater than 0, and y needs to be greater than 0. And I'm not sure if you guys have the equation, so we're going to do these together. So the first thing they talk about are the pounds, and the other thing they talk about is the cubic feet, I believe, right? Yeah. So cubic feet. Those are my two constraints, okay? So the pounds, I'm going to go through and look at all of these numbers that start talking about pounds, okay? The truck has a maximum weight. Guess what? That maximum weight is my limit. I cannot go more than 3,500 pounds, okay? Now the small refrigerator is 35x, and then the TV is the 25 pounds. So that's where we get 35x plus 25y is less than or equal to 350. And now the next thing we're talking about is the cubic feet. So I'm going through and looking at where anywhere it says cubic feet, and that's where I'm going to come up with our next inequality. Okay, the refrigerator, my x, was 3 cubic feet, so 3x, plus the TV was 5 cubic feet, and it said that the truck has a limit of 500 cubic feet, so we can't go more than that. Now, Ms. Carranza in class was saying when you circle your numbers, make sure that you use everyone. There's one number that we missed, 21. Why did we miss 21? Because 21 is talking about the television set. It's a 21-inch TV set, so that number doesn't matter to us, okay? So what I want you to do here is you guys are going to solve for y. You're going to put both of those in y equals mx plus b, and then we'll graph them together, okay? So go ahead and pause your video, and good luck. Okay, so there's all of my work. I'm sure you guys liked solving the inequality on the right versus the one on the left. All right, now you need to make sure that you are reducing your fractions right here. Okay, sorry, that was kind of hard to see. But negative 35 over 25 turns into negative 7/5. I do not want to see whatever that fraction was, or the decimal 35 divided by 25, because your calculator doesn't do fractions, okay? You need to know how to reduce that, okay? And then 350 or 3,500 divided by 25 is 140. Okay, so now that we've got all that information, I can come down here and graph. Now, the only problem is I don't know what we're counting by because my first number is 50. Well, if the first number is 50 and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're counting by tens. Okay. So if you need the help right here, go through and write down what those other points are on your graph. Okay. I'm going to graph the blue one first. Okay, so that was the negative 7/5 x plus 140. I need to start at 140 and I go down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 5. And I'm going to do it again. Down 7 over 5. I've got my 2 points, or my 3 points for this one. I'm using my straight edge and I am graphing them. Okay, now that I've got that one done, I can go ahead and do the cubic feet, which was our pink line, the negative 3/5 x plus 100. I'm starting at 100. I'm going down 3, right 5, down 3, right 5, down 3, right 5, and that's our last point that we can put on this graph. I'm lining up my straight edge. Okay, I'm going to draw my line. Add my arrows. Okay, now I want you guys to shade and do your vertices all on your own. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and good luck. Okay, so there's a list of my 3 vertices and the shading. And now the last thing is remember that it's asking about where they're going to make the most profit. So that's where we come back and use the profit equation. Okay, we also the objective quantity. And I want you to go through and plug each one of those in and tell me which one is the winner. Okay, so pause the video, finish that, and then we are finished. Good luck. Okay, so the winner chicken dinner, once again, is the 50/70. So, and remember, we need to write what that is. So the 50 was our X, so that's 50 refrigerators. Okay, refrigerators. And the 70 television sets. Okay, well guys, that's it for Algebra 2, Unit 5, 9.3, and Linear Programming Review. If you have any questions, come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off. Thanks for watching.